And so, everything begins right this minute. Sorry if things sounds a little bit different. There are circumstances and situations. It's me, the angry anime fan, the despair reviewer, or the semi-retired despair reviewer, although technically I only review one series right now. It is Eden Zero, Chapter 105. Last time we've been faced with many questions. At long last, the adventure continues, even though we still have too many questions. The gang lands near Dragonfall, where we see the silhouettes of glowing dragon all forming what seems to be a pathway. And according to Hermit, though, it's the cascades of the dragons makes a web that completely surrounds Sakura Cosmos, making it impossible to go around. Although people are gonna say, but doesn't that mean the galaxy is endless? You have to know one thing. Galaxy can have many different adventure things. But we could almost say, like, maybe the galaxy, depending in this universe, is kind of like one big globe. And getting out of that is like entering a new dimension. That is just my thoughts on that feelings. But it doesn't really matter. Either way, they prepare to go, but then sees broken dragons on a pathway. It's worth noting that these dragons, they all have a very mechanical design. But who created them is the bigger questions. But they're all dead. As which confirms this is likely the cause of Eden's one. As everyone wonders what kind of weapon this happens, which says in our minds something that we haven't heard in a long time. And that is, do they have Ethereon too? As you all remember, behind a door exists Ethereon. And it's completely secret, even from Shiki, for some unknown reason. There's something about Ethereon that is very dangerous. But we all know one thing. Ethereon in every single Hero Mishima manga has always been a very great power. So if it's two of those, then the threat of Eden 1 has just gotten higher, because something tells me they don't mind using it. Either way, they begin to blast forth, but Dragon, still surviving, soon attacks them as they all try to attack it. Everyone enters in the battleship modes, even somehow managing to equip battlesuit armors that they try to blast the dragons but can't. It is here that Homura also confirms something that was actually confirmed by Pino, and that was she said that her marksmanship was very low. And here, Homura herself says it. It's not her forte. What makes this even more strange is the one who actually takes her seat then is none other than Jin, or Chris, whatever we want to call him. As he only says, I can't afford to let this ship sink. I mean, in a way that is true. It's not like he's helping the gang. It is more of the fact that he's on the ship and he can't afford, with his sister, and he can't afford to let it fall. He then says he hasn't forgiven Homura for hurting Klein. But here gets a little funny scene is the fact that Klein suddenly appears, hugs Homura, as well as calling her Homuran, and says that she didn't do anything wrong. And Draken Yo, he's the one who's wrong. I mean, that's quite a big change of attitude, but then again, we know nothing of the secret between Sylph and Klein, so I guess it's just what she is. This may be a good side. And there's also been some minor implications that maybe Klein has the hots for Homura. I mean, who wouldn't have the hots for Homura? But that is not confirmed yet. But the funny thing is that, yes, after hearing that, Jin just says, I'll forgive you, which Homura says is a sister complex. I mean, it does seem like Chris is very adamant in protecting Klein from everything. But does he have a sister complex? If he does, then this gotta be one of the most serious examples of it I've ever seen. Then things gets a little bit more action-packed as the gang activates a flip switch which seems to connect their ether to their personal weapon. Basically, it allows them to use their ether gear at the same time as using the weapons. This is what makes the battleships very amazing. Firing rapid ship bullets, even Jin can fire in wind bullets, and Wise creating a net that ensnares a dragon, giving nice face of it all. And Homura can create the wings to become swords. But the most awesome thing is that Shiki, he can enter his demon mode, king mode, overdrive at will. Because he actually does it and fires a super gravity cannon fire, which is very amazing. This means that we may see more of this than we understand. They break through into outer space, but ends up in a place where surprisingly water flows inside galaxy, and inside that water is lots and lots of fish, including a gigantic amorphous fish that can still leave the ocean to attack them, but they manage to dodge it. With this, Hermit confirms they are in the Poseidon Nero sector, aka the Aoi Cosmos. So yeah, that's basically is the chapter. They have entered the one cosmos that we heard about, the Aoi Cosmos. While I'm not still exactly sure how things work in this space drama, I think we can say that each sector has something. The Sakura Cosmos were their home, and the Aoi Cosmos was the home of Connor, and very likely Eden's one as well. Meaning that that sector houses many planets, and each has a Dragonfall to get to another sector. It still doesn't exactly explain to me if Aoi Cosmos is outer space, and exactly what is outer space. Was Sakura Cosmos just one sector and all the other sectors out there, is that outer space? Or did they just end up in this one by accident or somehow? Not exactly known, but we heard about the Aoi Cosmos, it was that time we got it, and now we see it. Last time we saw it though, we saw fish flowing without water, somehow getting in from the Aoi Cosmos in Sakura. All reasons unknown, but here it seems to imply that they are actually swimming inside of water from the cosmos, but it is also apparent that they can leave the water as well. Either way, they're here now. The Aoi Cosmos saga has begun. And that's my word for it. I don't know if we can call this the Aoi Cosmos arc, whatever. We don't even know what awaits next. We're chasing after Sigi the Demon King. But there's still not much to say about it. But yeah, seeing a power-up of combining ether gear to shooting things in the Ethan Zero, that was greatly amazing. I wouldn't say it's the most amazing chapter, don't get me wrong, but definitely Space Adventure. Seeing Chris Jean helping was pretty nice, even though it's still not really sure if he will want to become an ally. The fact that Klein seems to be very open is very funny and pretty adorable. Does she have the hospital formula? I don't know. But does Chris Jean have a sister complex? I don't know. That's basically this chapter. Nothing much to say about it, and we don't know what to expect. So give me your thoughts if you have any.